Ooh, be-do. It's everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. This is the PowerShot G7X Mark II. 20 megapixel point and shoot. Has a 4.2x image stabilization, 8.8 to 36.8 millimeters, 1 to 1.8-2.8. So it's very powerful for low light level work. I bought this in 2016. I got a $100 instant rebate. I paid $6.99, which means that without the rebate it was $7.99. And here in 2026, these things go use to up to $1,400. Unbelievable. So it's 20 megapixels. It has a rather robust menu. All sorts of goodies in it. Time lapse. Let's look at that. That's why I bought this thing, because it does time lapse. So interval shots is 1 second. Let's see what happens if we change that to 2. Time required is 30 minutes. Playback time is 30 seconds. Okay, let's go to 3. Time required is 45 minutes. Playback time is 30 minutes. So it'll only do 30 seconds, I'm sorry. So it'll only do 30 seconds time lapse, no matter what you put in here. I think 1, it doesn't go below 1. Of course, in 900 is the most, and it goes down to 30. Scene 1, what is this? Shoot moving subjects such as walking people. You know what? Walking people are half a second. Scene 2, slowly changing subjects such as clouds. Let's see what it says. Oh, they're full of crap. I'll tell you that right now. Scene 1, right? 1 second is the best for clouds. Sometimes maybe 2 seconds, but 1 to 2. But that's neither here nor there. It does a really excellent job. Oh, it'll do a low light level time lapse of stars. How about that? Yeah, it's a pretty cool camera. But why did I buy it? Well, suppose I want to take good pictures with a camera that's technically proficient. Well, this is it. I don't have to bring all my gear with me. Don't have to decide what lenses to take or a gadget bag. You just sling this around your neck. Let's look at the battery real quick. Oh, this battery, you could shoot all day with 1 battery. I used to bring an extra battery with me, but you really don't need it. Just make sure it's freshly charged and you're good to go for a whole day. And we're taking some movies too. So I went to New York City on June the 2nd, 2026, at the request of my girlfriend. She had some business. And I said, yeah, I'll go. And I took this with me and some pictures. We went by Bryant Park and passed some other places that were somewhat famous, and then we scooted. So we were home by 1:30 because, you know, the city's the city, and you don't want. We left right after rush hour, and we left way before rush hour. And let's look at the slideshow, and you can see how nice this camera is. I don't know if you could get one cheap. I don't think so. Maybe you could get one that's all scruffy looking, and that might cost what I paid for it new. I don't know what to think. Let's look at some pictures. This is the stadium where they're having a FIFA World Cup 2026. We drove in like the week before it's all starting, and we seen the sign. So this is all going like through Secaucus on the way to New York City. And this is just out the window, a dirty bus window. Now here's we just came out of one of the tunnels, and we're going into the Penn station. And there's been construction there for as long as I can remember. New York City. I mean, you know, I live so close to it, and it's a famous place, and everyone from the whole world wants to go and visit or stay there. That's Ralph Kramden. He is a fictional bus driver from like the 50s or something. Jackie Gleason. There's all these strange venues. The Rooftop bar, and they have this giant mural. This is the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. And if you go to the city and you don't want to bring your expensive gear with you, well, you know, something that looks expensive, the canon PowerShot X Mark II is small, it's lightweight, it's powerful, it takes excellent pictures. Look at the wide-angle lens is so wide that you get that perspective distortion, where all the lines seem to meet at infinity. So we got at it at Penn Station, we walked across 40th Street, and then we went down Madison, and then we walked on 37th back to Fashion Ave, walked up to 41st Street, and then back into Penn Station, which is an interesting walk. It was very pleasant. It was like pleasantly warm and pleasantly cool. We were there late morning, and we took a little stroll, and the streets were crowded, and we were looking at all the buildings because we were sort of tourists. We had business to attend to, but still, we got there early enough in case something happened, we could still make it in time. This is Bryant Park, which is a nice park. I've been there a couple times before. Sometimes they have concerts there. And this is, we sat at one of the tables and we looked at the buildings across the street. And some Indian lady said, I got to use the bathroom, I'll watch my laptop. So we said, okay. So she was gone for like 10 minutes. I said we should have took her laptop and ran with it, but we were honest people. Yeah, these are all the strange buildings around Bryant Park. I think in Soylent Green, this is the last tree preserve in New York, if you remember that movie. Yeah, so I just took pictures of architecture, architectural details, lampposts, the sights you're going to see. To save you the hassle of going into the city, I tried to get the highlights of this little walk we took. A couple blocks over, a couple blocks down, a couple blocks over, a couple blocks up, and there again. And they had these potted plants there with some interesting plants in them. This is a shot of Bryant Park. It's a concrete slab with some holes for the trees to grow, and they have an attended toilet facility for people to use. I didn't need it at the time, but my girlfriend did use it. We asked the lady who came out, who made us watch her laptop. She goes, oh, it's really nice, I recommend it. That's when my girlfriend went in. So now we're still walking to our destination. A lot of shots down the streets. Look at all the people. It was a Tuesday, I think. And there's a lot of people milling about. A lot of diversity, So if you want to go to the city, that was the best time to go to the city. I mean, we took the bus in and we walked over. It wasn't unbearably hot. It was just warm. Mulligan's pub. Everyone was celebrating FIFA. They want everyone to get drunk and stupid and cause trouble, I guess. But luckily, we were there before FIFA, before the Knicks had their games there, the whole bit. And we were in Penn Station like 10 days before that homeless person went berserk and stabbed 6 people. So that was good too. All you have to do is read the news, and New York's a sick place. Now, we went there, we didn't have any trouble. People mind their own business, I gotta admit that. So we were walked down the streets, and then we did our business and got out, and it all worked out really good. I guess it depends on what time you're there and what's happening. And there's all sorts of like little gardens like this all over, and a strange amalgam of old and more vintage architecture. I like to take pictures of glass and the reflections and reflections in them. And things are under construction, things are being torn down. So your photos they show the half-life of all the things that are changing. Some buildings change, and sometimes just the names change on the building. I got a bad vibe off of this big giant poster. I'm sorry. There's churches galore. But look at all the people. I mean, down the street. And that's just the way it was. The sun, it was like around noonish or something, but these buildings are so tall that they block the sun. So the tops of the building may be lit up and properly illuminated, but then in the street it's dark. One side of the street is in the shade, and the other side of the street is in the full sun. And that's just the way it is. That's the way New York City is. You know, I notice there's mostly women around. A lot of women. White people are a minority. That's just the way it is. I didn't see too many street vendors. I didn't see too many homeless people. A homeless people bummed a quarter off of me. A homeless person bummed a quarter off me in Penn Station while we were waiting for the bus to go back. Shot card, show card. Garvey's. I work at a guy named Garvey. I wonder if he bought a bar in the city. I don't know. That's Penn Station. We were like a block away. Wolfgang Steakhouse. Gang's house. See how if you do judicious cropping, schnippers. Quality kitchen. This is looking uptown. One last shot uptown. A little close-up of some detail. Yeah, now we're in the bus going back to Jersey. And they're building all the stuff. And I figure what's going to be here in a year. So these are historical photos for the record. And that's why I took them all. You know, you see things under construction, always take photos of it. Cranes and work sites and all that stuff. And this is, you know, this by Penn Station. And even though we had a special bus lane, it still took us a couple minutes to get out. And it was so interesting, I took a bunch of pictures of how the skyline's going to change. So now we're on the Helix. We're in Jersey, now we're looking back towards Manhattan. Yeah, it was a beautiful day. You know, New York's sort of gritty and grimy, and you know, it's always nice to get back to the neighborhood, you know, where, you know, there's actually trees and stuff, and not tall buildings. This is the American Dream, and I got a Ferris wheel there. This is just some, I think it's Minacci or something. I was just taking interesting pictures out the window, you know. What's the life of a building is 50 years. Oh, this is my girlfriend's backyard. There's a ring around the sun.